Pistons. It seems like every player that's available for trade, the Pistons are in on it. So I'm going to talk about one, and it's with the New York Knicks. And I really do love what the New York Knicks are putting out there. So the Knicks are dangling Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier in draft compensation for a potential upgrade. This comes from Michael Scotto. Look, I'm Troy Weaver. I'm on the phone. I'm talking to the New York Knicks. I'm trying to get something done because you get Quentin Grimes, who's he looked fantastic as a rookie, as that 3-and-D guy. He performed well in the playoffs. Then you're potentially getting your first round draft pick that you traded that is very heavily protected, and you're able to get that back. And then you're able to get Evan Fournier back, which I don't know how other Pistons fans feel about him, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I think he's a pretty solid player that's just kinda getting he's just in the doghouse when it comes to the New York Knicks. So he signed with the New York Knicks in 21, 22. He played 80 games, started all 80 games. He played 30 minutes per game. He shot 42% from the field, 39% from 3 on 8 attempts, and averaged 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Look, he's not gonna be, like, tearing it up defensively. That's not what I'm looking for from Evan Fournier. I'm just looking for him to be offense off the bench, because I'm gonna give you 2 trades here in a second. And then back in 2020 and 21, 26 games, 26 starts, he's averaging 20 points per game for the Orlando Magic, and I know they weren't a good team and they need someone to shoot the ball, but he's only 31 years old. I just think he's in the doghouse in New York, and there's still a lot of game left for Evan Fournier. And plus, I really think this guy would welcome a trade to the Detroit Pistons because it would give him an opportunity to showcase that he still has basketball skills and, showcase his abilities to sign another contract. Because I don't think this guy is ready to call it quits just yet. He's only 31 years old, and he's only 2 seasons removed from averaging 14 points per game on pretty good numbers for the New York Knicks. That's why I would jump on this. And his contract, I'll share it here. So it's not his final year, but it kind of is his final year at 18.8 million. And the reason it's kind of his final year is that there's a team option for the 2024-25 season for 19 million, which I think if he's kind of playing that Alec Burks role, I think he can still find a shot and be an efficient scorer off the bench. In 19 million, I mean, it's kind of high, but also the salary cap is going up. And it's not something I don't even think the Pistons actually exercise it. I just think they let him go because I still think you'd be gambling a little bit because he's pretty much had 2 mediocre years with the New York Knicks playing under Thibs. So it is a little bit of a gamble with Evan Fournier, but I still think there's a player there. And again, contract is basically coming up this year, and it's a $19 million guaranteed if the Detroit Pistons were to trade him and then actually, pick up the option heading into the offseason. So I got 2 trades going to the Knicks, and I'm going to share them with you guys right now. So my first trade is Boyan for Evan Fournier and Grimes, and then Detroit's first round pick back from the Knicks. The only problem with this trade is Detroit will be loaded with guards. I mean, I think there'd be 8 guards on the roster, and I don't know how you give minutes to all of these guys. So I'm not really in favor of this one, and I'm still a huge fan of Boyan, even though he's 35 years old, and you're getting basically 2 players and your first round pick back from the Knicks, which opens up so many other possibilities for trades for Troy Weaver or whoever the next GM is. But that's one trade. The second trade, and this is the trade I'm more interested in the second trade is Alec Burks and Killian Hayes for Fournier, Grimes, and Detroit's first round pick back. The reason I'm interested in that one is one, you're getting rid of Killian Hayes. That era is done in Detroit. And I'm washing my hands of it. I'm totally fine with Killian Hayes' time being up in Detroit. I think it's been costly to the development of Sasser, Ivy, Asar. I just think it's at this point, you know what he is. Good luck on your next team. Alec Burks has been playing phenomenally. I don't think, even though I think in his last 3 games, he's been averaging 28 or 26 points per game with just crazy efficiency. I mean, if you watch the Pistons, you're seeing this guy cook every single night, regardless of who is in front of him. He has been playing great. But even though he's been playing so well, I don't think his trade value has gone up that much. I just think it's where it is. And that's why I think if you can get your former first round pick back from the Knicks, and that again, like I said, opens up other possibilities. But then you're getting a young 3-and-D guy in Grimes, and you're getting a guy in Evan Fournier who has proven throughout his career to be able to score the basketball that could fill in for Alec Burks. Not saying he'll perform like Alec Burks. I'm just saying you could put him in that role and he can put the ball in the hoop. That is what Evan Fournier can do. I think that would be a great trade. I'll trade Alec Burks and I'll trade Killian Hayes for Grimes and Fournier and the Pistons first round pick back. I got no problem with that. I think that is as good as it's going to get for Burks and Killian Hayes, who Killian Hayes, I mean, I don't even think he has much trade value right now, but I also think if you're the New York Knicks, you have Jalen Brunson, and I think Malachi Flynn is the backup point guard for the Knicks right now, but I think you're also using Dante DiVincenzo as the point guard, and I'm not sure who else. Maybe you're having some other guys bring the ball up the floor. Killian Hayes, I mean, dude, he takes care of the ball, and I forget who posted, I think it was NBA University. He was like second or third in like playmaking stats as a facilitator, or maybe it was B-ball index, but one of those ones were put Killian Hayes on a positive list for playmaking. So you're getting a guard that can, with the offensive players you have on that team, he'll get some assists and he'll take care of the ball and he'll play a little bit of defense. I think it's a win-win for both teams, and it